Oh, how's it going, guys? Certainly been a while since I've seen this place again. Yep, I'm back, and like I said a couple weeks ago, I asked you guys if you wanted to ask any questions, and quite a few of you sent me a good number of questions here, so I'm going to go through them. I'm not going to go through all of them, just a few, and I've noticed a lot of people have been asking me this, will the Hardcore Kid ever return? And my answer to that is, I'll do a one-off every now and then, if I'm in the mood at all. I was in the mood at a couple occasions, like when the whole Gamergate situation was going along. I wanted to do another video games list and basically give my opinions on that whole controversy and all the other controversies going around, so I'm glad I got that out of the way. And also, I did the Cool Cat Saves the Kids review because, one, I'd seen other reviews of it, and two, I wanted to give my own thoughts to see how bad the movie really is, and guess what? It's really bad. So yeah, I'm going to go through some more of these questions, and we'll see if I have to answer them. What got you into reviewing? Are you going to do any more smegged up lists of different things? Why don't your bots videos get more views? Why don't you have more publicity? I don't think it's a surprise to anybody, but I got into reviewing basically by watching reviewers like Angry Video Game Nerd and Nostalgia Critic and guys like that, and I really thought those guys were funny. I mean, I'd seen a lot of other channels on YouTube. I don't know if you guys ever remember Liam Kyle Sullivan. I thought he was funny, and I was a fan of Smosh a while ago. But then when they started getting very greedy and their video quality really dropped, and I haven't seen the Smosh movie yet. I hear it's really bad, so I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'll do a one-off of the movie sometime in the future. I'm not really in the mood right now, but I will probably get back to it eventually. Will I do any more smegged up lists of any different things? Again, if I have the time or find the mood for it. Really, there aren't really any other smegged up people I can think of as of right now. Like, I've pretty much covered every other YouTube failure that there is to cover. Although, just recently, the Fine Bros started this whole controversy where they're now trademarking words. They're trademarking reaction videos. And it's like, seriously, there have been people who have been doing reaction videos before you have. Like, if I did a reaction video to, say, I don't know, Robot Wars coming back, and I just go, yes, 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 like Daniel Bryan for 5 minutes, what are they going to do, file a copyright claim on that? Give me a break. Why don't my bots videos get more views? Well, I think it's because, one, I make way too many of them, although, to be fair, like, I go to all these events and I'm always recording them separately, but actually I do think they do get a lot of views. I mean, aside from my Hardcore Kid stuff, a lot of the BattleBots videos I've uploaded have gotten some of the most views on my channels. The Nightmare vs. Rhino match, which wasn't all that good. The Minion vs. War Peace match. Everybody loves them, and I'm happy that they brought BattleBots back and they're bringing Robot Wars back, so that should be fun. What's the future outlook of your channel going to be like? I'm just going to continue uploading backlogs of my previous Hardcore Kid videos. I have to actually do a few edits to a few of them to make them a little better. Particularly, I'm going to upload my Fritz the Cat review from 2010. I know everybody loved that, but I am going to add a few lines here and there just to make it a bit more professional, and hopefully that'll get along. And I'm still going to be uploading Robot Wars and BattleBots videos. The guy who sent me the second season of Extreme Warriors is going to be sending me the first season and Grand Champions, which is basically Robot Wars, the Fourth Wars in China. So, yeah. And, I don't know. On my spare channel, I'm still going to upload Brian and Vinny episodes based on what they review, maybe WWE pay-per-views or a past collaboration of TNA videos, but it's all good stuff, and I certainly recommend going to watch those, or listen to the Brian and Vinny podcast on www.f4wonline.com and check out more of that stuff. It's really great. How long have you done Robo Battles, and have you won matches and competitions? My first robot competition was at a event in a middle school back in 2005. That was when I was fighting with D12 over here. And, this thing is officially retired. It's been around, well actually I've had different versions of this. I'd get like a BattleBots toy off eBay and stick some metal on it. It took second place at Motorama 2011. It's done a few other things then, but I'm not running it anymore because one, it doesn't work right, and two, I've already got a better robot, so this is really of no use anymore. And I have won a lot of events. I really can't count how many. I've won 3 Pennsylvania Bot Blasts, Motorama 2013, an event in Boston, an event that a guy in Pennsylvania had on his farm. D12's won a couple events. It's so many events that I can't really count them. And I'm gonna be going to Robo Games in California soon, in beginning of April. I went there last year. I won a few matches, and I had a lot of fun there. I met a lot of famous robot builders, so I look forward to seeing them all again and competing again over there. What are your favorite guitar riffs? I've always been a big fan of guitarists like Angus Young and Tony Iommi, and they always deliver like these crazy riffs, like with Black Sabbath, who I'm also going to be seeing in concert at Madison Square Garden in February. I like when he's playing songs like Symptom of the Universe and Supernaut and Black Sabbath and all kinds of crazy riffs, and of course Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, that's another favorite song of mine. And Angus Young, he's always going crazy playing the songs and spinning around on stage, which he can still do. At least he did when I went to the last concert a few years ago. But yeah, he's still got it. And who else is there? Like Slash from Guns N' Roses. My favorite riff of his has to be in the song Night Train, when they have that long solo and he's just going... That's really awesome. What is the worst cartoon you've ever seen? Where the Dead Go to Die. Either that or Food Fight. Yes, everybody remembers Food Fight. I don't really understand the whole CGI aspect of making everything computer generated. It's either to make it look technologically advanced rather than just hand-drawn, because one, you can have more fun with it, and two, there's more free motion. Like when you're drawing just regular Western style animation, you're just working 2D. With 3D, you can get more out of it, more movement, more use of surroundings. Like if you're doing a 3D effect around something, you can do a lot of that. Some movies can pull that off. Pixar can do that. Jimmy Screamer Claus kinda, sorta, does know how to do that, but he really sucks at it. And Food Fight, I thought, was just a complete laughable joke. And that movie is, what, only about a few years old, and it looks so fucking bad. Nobody gave a fuck. Such shitty animation, so stiff and so horrific looking. It's like, how the fuck can you look at this and say that it looks good? And who the hell is it aimed at? You've got product plugs galore. It's Product Plug the movie. I don't know what the heck was going on with Christopher Lloyd's character. I know he's been sick for a while, but did they have to make his character look like it had a seizure? Or a stroke or whatever? Like, Jesus Christ, man. It's tough. There have been a lot of really bad cartoons I've watched, but I don't really focus on them a lot. Like, I never watched Breadwinners. I've not heard good things about that. What else? Teen Titans Go, but I'll get around to that. What are reviews you regret, and what are your thoughts on WWE today? Well, I certainly regret that Boku no Pico review, because one, I kept making gay jokes in it, and two, let's face it, we all know what it was, and somehow in some way that review managed to escape the internet and was never seen again, so hopefully nobody has it on their hard drives, which, considering it's been, what, about 4 years since I did that review, 4 or 5 years, why the fuck would they still have it on their hard drives? I don't know. The Fritz the Cat review, which I'm actually going to be doing, like I said, I'm going to be doing a bit of adjusting, throwing in a few more lines and statements here and there, and What else? My Cats Don't Dance review, which, again, also escaped the internet because I didn't save it. I wasn't happy with it because, one, I was nitpicking the stupidest shit. I wasn't understanding the story. And two, there are people who actually really like the movie. I just thought it was kind of dull. I mean, there were a couple characters in the movie I liked, but I didn't like Danny. I didn't think Sawyer had that much going for her. It has a couple songs and it has its moments that are good, but I wasn't a big fan of it. As for WWE, holy shit. It's only like, ever since Raw moved to 3 hours, the show has just completely gone to shit. I cannot count how many wrestlers have gotten injured in the past year. It's funny because they're making it PG, so they're not trying to, like, do shots to the head or anything. And yet you still have wrestlers breaking their shoulders, breaking their necks, breaking their legs. Daniel Bryan's been out for almost a year. Cena's out, Orton's out, Cesaro's out, Kid's out. It's like, Jesus Christ. And now they're trying to work their show on this paper-thin roster with guys like Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas and Kevin Owens, who at least has been protected, and then you have guys like the New Day who are entertaining, but their shtick is really starting to run dry, and Roman Reigns, who has been champion twice now, once for one day and once for a month, and now they're looking to build him up to a main event match with Triple H at WrestleMania. That's going to be no buys because, one, Triple H is 46 years old, so you know he's going to be sandbagging through the whole thing. And two, Roman Reigns has not gotten over with any of the fans. And 2 Royal Rumbles in a row he was booed, and Triple H was actually cheered when he won the Rumble. And it's like it's a complete mess. The only alternative I can think of is if they have, like, maybe Dean Ambrose win the main event at Fastlane, or have Roman Reigns turn heel and maybe put together a triple threat for WrestleMania. Like, Dean Ambrose is probably my favorite wrestler on the roster now. I like AJ Styles, but I have seen his work in New Japan, and I can't wait to see more of him and Nakamura, who's going to be coming to NXT at the next TakeOver show in April, so that should be a lot of fun. But yeah, Vince McMahon has completely lost touch. I'm sick of this authority angle, which has gone on for 2.5 years now. Like, say what you will about the Hulk Hogan Immortal thing on TNA, at least that went on for a year. This has gone on 3 times that length, and it's horseshit. What did you think of the new Star Wars movie? I was a little shaky when I saw the trailers for it. I didn't think it was going to be all that good. But then I saw the reviews for it. I'm like, holy shit, this has a Rotten Tomatoes rating higher than A New Hope, and people are enjoying it. I better check it out. And I saw the movie, and I thought it was really good. Like, I don't think it's compared to how the prequels were. I think J.J. Abrams did a really fantastic job with this. I think he did a good job establishing the new characters like Finn and Rey, and her name was Rey, right? Yeah, her name was Rey, of course. And BB-8, I know one of the guys who worked on the droids in the movies, Oliver Steeples, or did he work on the droids in the movies? I think he was part of the droid club, but he actually competed on Robot Wars at the beginning, which I think was pretty cool too. And I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool to see Han Solo back and stuff. There were points where you can tell, yeah, it really did feel like a rehash of A New Hope, but basically what the movie is trying to do is establish a new generation for Star Wars fans, and it did have some creativity to it. The one real negative I have with it, the space battles, the X-Wing battles, those are the best parts of the Star Wars movie to me, and the battles with the X-Wings I thought was just way too short, and I hope they advance more on that in the future movies. Hell, I wouldn't mind if they had a 40-minute long X-Wing, Y-Wing, TIE Fighter, Star Destroyer battle like they had in the Battle of Endor and in Return of the Jedi. I mean, Transformers 2 might have fucked that whole thing up, but you know what? I do not give a fuck. I want to see more X-Wing battles, damn it. How tall are you? 5'8". I'm a bit short, but built like an ox. Which bad movie it piss you off the most? Quite possibly the movie that pissed me off the most was Disaster Movie from back in 2008. I watched it when I was down in St. Martin with my family back in 2010, and it was on screen, and I decided to watch this shit, and Jesus Christ. There were times where I had to change the channel. I cannot believe how fucking stupid this was. And I thought for a while it was the worst movie I'd ever seen in my life. Like, it's like, really? Is this what parody movies are these days? I mean, I've seen movies like Airplane and Doctor Strangelove, which was, I guess, supposed to be like a parody of those old movies. I remember when I was watching, we actually watched it in class back in college a few years ago, where we watched one movie, I guess, where it's basically this government on a phone call with this other group who are threatening to drop bombs on America. I forget what it's called, but right after that we saw Doctor Strangelove, which was like a parody of it, basically with the whole satire of the whole thing, and I thought it was fucking awesome. It's like satire like this that I think is, there can be good satire, there can be good humor. Like, I like Whose Line, or I like some of the, there are some parody videos you'll see on the internet that certainly do a much better job than the shit that that Seltzerberger or the Wayans brothers have been doing these days. I mean, for fuck's sake, look at South Park. They're in their 19th season, and they were able to give us an entire season based on social justice warriors and horse shit in the media and online, and it was fucking amazing. If you like, Simpsons, I think has completely run its course, but South Park, who I think they were on hiatus for a while, I hadn't watched it in a while, but I liked season 19. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I hope they continue doing it. I'm sure there's plenty more subjects they can cover that they can just rip the shit out of. And I'm sure they can get some good jokes out of it.
Why did you want me to review Cool World with you, you piece of shit?
Because I love you, evil brosive. Have you ever seen Samurai Jack? And if so, any thoughts? Yeah, I watched it for a while when it was on Cartoon Network years ago. It's actually been a while since I saw it, but I really enjoyed it. And I liked that little crazy style, and it was certainly one of the more gory cartoons I've seen on Cartoon Network, particularly like when Jack is going around slicing robots in half and blood and oil was just going splattering all over the place. It was fucking insane. I was very disappointed when the show ended without a proper conclusion, but hearing that it's come back and it's going to be going on for another season or so, I can't wait, because I thought it was really good, and I can't wait to see them have a proper conclusion. Speaking of Samurai Jack, I've also met Phil Lamar and even got his autograph at New York Comic Con. Right down here, along with a few of the other voice actors, Kevin Conroy and a few other guys, so yeah, good stuff. Are you a brony? No, I am totally not a brony. What has been your most ambitious episode of Hardcore Kid with the least amount of views and vice versa? Definitely my Akira review. I did it for, well, I was originally going to do it for Acid Eaters Month back in 2011, but then the Japanese earthquakes happened and I had to postpone it. So when 2013 came along, I did a poll on how many people wanted me to review an episode for my anniversary. And believe it or not, Akira got the least amount of votes, which is really sad because it's a great fucking movie. And but I'm really happy with how the review came out, and I like the movie. I've got the manga right over there on my shelf. But I don't know. It's like people either have never heard of it. I know one person said they knew the movie but never heard of the manga. And I just uploaded it onto my YouTube as part of my backlog, and it's only got like a couple hundred views. It's like, damn. I thought more people would enjoy it. But no, I have the books. I got the movie around somewhere. And I've also got some Akira posters that I got from MagFest, and I've also got a autograph by Johnny Young Bosch up on the wall. Yeah, I have a huge-ass autograph collection. I probably have $50,000 worth of autographs all over the place, but yeah, but I really like the movie. I think the manga is really good as well. I think it's better than the movie personally, but yeah, if you're an anime fan, give Akira a watch or a read or rewatch. Who is your favorite Big Hero 6 character? Hands down has to be Hero. He's pretty much the embodiment of me. Just a guy who loves robotics, loves robots fighting each other and just beating the crap out of each other. Also, he has very messy hair. Just like I have very messy hair! What are your top 5 favorite BattleBots fights on ABC? Boy, I'm gonna have to make an entire video around this, huh? Well, I can say that my favorite fight on ABC's BattleBots has to be the Tombstone Bronco match, because I've seen Tombstone and Last Rites at Robo games. That fucking thing is insane, and that match was hands down the most destructive match of the show so far. Second would probably have to be Nightmare versus Warrior Clan. Like, I'm a big fan of Nightmare. I got a Nightmare t-shirt upstairs, and I was really disappointed when it went out that early, but seeing Nightmare just blast that little mini-bot across the arena is hands down one of the best moments of the entire show. I mean, Nightmare still has it. It just got unlucky, mainly because it hasn't figured out its self-righting capabilities yet. I told the builder Jim Spantowski he should put, like, antlers on it. Like, he has an Antweight version of Nightmare that has big sticks coming out of the sides. I think if he did the same thing for Nightmare, he could have better luck against those flipping weapons, but yeah. How did you come up with the name Hardcore Kid, and thoughts on South Park? I already gave my thoughts on South Park. I think it's held up quite strong over the past few years, mainly because of the stuff they had to make fun of. Hardcore Kid. Well, I was originally going to name myself That Dude with the Shades. Yeah, there already is a guy named That Dude with the Shades these days, which is really funny. But, I came up with the idea because, one, I wanted to review, like, animated stuff or cartoons because, I don't know. They say you're never too old to watch cartoons. I don't know. Some people like to watch their usual R-rated stuff. I watch R-rated stuff too, come on. I watch comedies. I watch all the stuff with Seth Rogen, and I got Mad Max Fury Road and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. I still watch that stuff as well. But I think with animation you can have a lot more fun with it. There's a lot of stuff you can poke fun at, and of course it's all for kids. But I wanted to think, what the hell am I going to call myself? The Nostalgia Kid? Because I wanted to do a Nostalgia Critic review-esque type gimmick, but of course didn't want to completely rip it off. I thought, what do I like? I like loud music. I like rock and roll. The Rock and Roll Kid? Hardcore Kid! There we go. That sounds like a pretty cool name. Really funny story. There actually is a professional wrestler who calls himself Hardcore Kid. I've seen pictures of the dude. He is such a fucking geek. He's skinnier than I am. He's completely pale. He can't wrestle for shit. Like, I've done wrestling. I did high school wrestling, and I went to some tournaments in districts and regions. This guy looks like he would be jobbed out by a 165-pounder in 2 minutes. It's just pathetic. But, that's pretty much how the Hardcore Kid name came to be. Pretty cool story. What was the hardest thing that ever happened to you? I've dealt with quite a few deaths in my family. 2011, I lost 3 members of my family. My cousin Jason, who actually went with me to Yukon to meet the Nostalgia Critic back in 2010. That was one of our last big road trips. My Uncle Alan, he had a knee surgery, and he ended up getting the Chris Candido virus, where he had a blood clot and it killed him. And my Uncle Jimmy, who he'd been sick for a while, and we knew his time was coming eventually. And also a regular member of the show, Kitty, my cat, who you'll see in a couple videos, like my Jungle Diary Hugo review or Oliver and Company. She got very sick, and we had to put her down. So that was certainly the hardest stuff I had to do. But you know what? Death is a part of life, and you have to put up with it sometime in your life. Would you ever be willing to voice act? Well, when the opportunity arises, if I get an agent and maybe he finds roles for me to do in certain projects, or maybe if somebody needs me to do voiceover for a video of theirs or some other internet project, yeah, I'd be willing to do that. You know, they say that voice acting is easy. No, voice acting is basically the equivalent of regular acting. You're just using your voice rather than just physical movements. But you know what? I've seen a few voice actor steps, and they tell me voice acting is just as tough and challenging as acting, because it's not something you can just get. You need to get your word out. You gotta take acting classes. I've done a lot of acting classes. I was a 10 or 2 in high school. I'm not really that big on impressions. I don't think I'm a really big impressionist, but I can do a lot of voices. Precious!
Ave Maria!
Ave Maria! But yeah, I definitely love, I definitely love to do some voice acting for some guys, maybe for TV shows, movies, internet videos. It's a good time. Thoughts on Disney nowadays? Well, I liked Star Wars The Force Awakens, and I also liked Inside Out. At least with animated films, they still got a sense of direction. And then you've got, they still got all this garbage that they have like on the Disney Channel, like The Descendants and, what the hell else is it? Fucking Invisible Sister, Tomorrowland, yeah, those, a lot of that stuff, they still have a lot of shit to work with, like I've seen a few reviews of The Descendants, and it's like, what the fuck is this shit? This is they're basically just taking characters from earlier Disney animated films, making them live action and giving them these annoying roles, and basically making a High School Musical-esque version. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? So yeah, they're still doing the same shit, and I was very unfortunate to watch some of the Disney comedies on the Disney Channel. It's like, there's really no difference between this. It's just a whole bunch of shitty, badly acted comedies with kids who can't act, and it's like, and the real sad thing is, you can't really tell the difference between any of them. And same thing with Nickelodeon. It's like, I don't know what it is, but a lot of the kids just have this tendency to yell really loud to get their lines out, like nobody can hear them. And it's like, Jesus. I think Disney is starting to get their act together, but really they need to do a whole lot of work with the Disney Channel media and stuff. So, will that time come? I don't know, but going into 2016, so far it's not looking so good yet. I also saw the hour-long Lion Guard pilot movie thing. I thought it was okay. I thought the animation could have looked better. Simba certainly does not look all that good. He has a completely different voice, which doesn't really sound all that natural, and the animation looks kind of weird, but I don't know. I'll give the TV series a chance. I'll see how it goes. It does have some kind of promise, but I can't really guarantee it'll be a big hit, so who knows. What would you say is your best review? If you were to make another YouTube list, would you put Mr. Enter on it? I got a lot of reviews that I'm happy with, but I think my Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo review I had a lot of fun with. I mean, I had all these crazy jokes coming out. I even got a few guys. It's funny. I got a few guys who competed on Robot Wars who are going to be competing on it as well. Actually, do voice work. It was a blast. I mean, compared to how my that last YouTube failure list went for my last anniversary, which bombed, I had a lot of fun making that. And I got a lot of views, a lot of thumbs down, surprisingly, although I think it was just from fans who either thought they were watching the movie or just aren't fans of internet reviews, but I had a lot of fun with that. Speaking of internet reviews, and this is where some controversy comes in, but the mysterious Mr. Enter. Now, I was a fan of Mr. Enter back in 2014. I didn't think his reviews were all that great. He certainly needed a lot of improvement, particularly on editing, which he always had a tendency to repeat clips over and over again rather than just slow the footage down and take time, and it looked really sloppy. And then in 2015, he started making these ridiculous videos, based around bullying and trolling and satire and how it's being misused, and it's like, what the fuck, man? The guy is like living in his own world. Like, dude, satire isn't being misused. Like there's still people who are still using satire in a good, funny sense. Like, what is he still stuck watching Seltzerberg movies or something? Like, what the hell? And unfortunately, Enter hasn't recovered from those videos. He's gotten very snooty. There's been times when people have done commentaries on his videos, and he's been false flagging, filing DMCA claims on those videos, and it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Are you really that amped up that you're going to flag people who go against your videos? Because, suffice to say, your videos have not gotten any better. You've been gotten more snooty, more self-centered, and it really doesn't help that you have people like O3Be Good and Comment Jack that are trying to defend him. And believe me, you've already heard what I think of O3Be Good. To have somebody like that try to white knight you, that's not fun. That's embarrassing. So really, if you want to watch animation reviews, you can watch maybe Pan Pizza or Cartoon Hero or Isaac232, aka The Media Hunter. They certainly do a much better job with these kinds of shows and movies than what Enter's been doing, which is a real shame.